I'm going to show you how to deploy your AI model using Deploifai. So here I have a machine learning project that I want to deploy, right? And I want to deploy it on, let's say, my AWS account, right? So model deployment on Deploifai is actually really easy. So we have a new button here on the dashboard. You click on model deployment. The first thing that it asks you to do is actually upload the AI model. The guide here says that we need to first zip all the model files together and upload the archive here. So I'm going to open this in a Finder, right? And I'm going to select all of these and compress them. And so these are all the files that are needed for my prediction to work, right? And then there's a main predict.py that actually runs when Deploifai deploys the model. So we have this archive. Let's drag and drop it right here. So we wait for the model to upload. Meanwhile, we can give the model a name. So since this is a sentiment analysis model called Go Emotions, I'm just going to call it Go Emotions. And now we just wait for the model to upload. Right, so now that the model is uploaded, we can go to the next step, which is actually creating an application. So creating an application is nothing different. It's just giving a name to your machine learning model so that you can keep a track of it on Deploifai. So I'm just going to call it Go Emotions as well. Now, I can choose a cloud profile. Cloud profile on Deploifai again is nothing else but a connection to your cloud service account. Since I'm deploying to an AWS account and I want to deploy to this AWS account, so I just select that and I can click next. Now for people who don't have any options here, that means they've still not created a profile. You can create a cloud profile using either AWS or Azure credentials, provide them here, give your profile a name, and it will appear in this dropdown, right? And then Deploifai can deploy your AI model to that account itself. Right, so you click next. Now here you choose the size of the machine learning model instance that you need. So since it's a small model, we can choose a small instance because it's just something like sentiment analysis. If we have bigger models, like for example object detection and stuff, we can choose even larger instances that require a lot of memory, etc. Right, and then that's it. We just click deploy model and we wait for the model to deploy. Now on the dashboard, you'll see that this recent application appears here as well. If you open this, you can see the details of the application or your model deployment. So once the deployment is actually complete, which is going to take about 5 to 10 minutes, you can actually test it right here. There'll also be a prediction URL that will be available where you can send the requests to, and your API inference will be returned back. Yeah, so once the machine learning model actually deploys on Deploifai, you will get a deploy success here on the model page, for the application. Now you'll see that there's a URL here, which is for running your predictions, right? So you can literally plug this in your application and send a request to it, something like this, like a JSON object, and it'll come back to you with a response. Now what's great about Deploifai is that you can actually test your model deployment from here itself. You don't need to put it in your app. So since this is a sentiment analysis model, the input is actually a string, which means that you send it a sentence and it will tell you what's the sentiment of that sentence. So I'm just gonna say, hello, have a nice day. What would be the response? What do you think is going to be? It's an excitement, right? And it thinks it's 23% confident that it's excitement. It's still not very confident that we are excited because this could be sarcastic. So yeah, once you send this request, it will come back with a response with the predicted labels that you defined in your code, as well as the confidence for that prediction. And that is it. Your model is deployed and you can use it in your application using Deploifai. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Read the docs for more information on how to use Deploifai and visit the website www.deploif.ai.